Hey, I'm PH and welcome to Good Bible Knowledge with PhD. In this set of videos, I want to answer common questions about the Bible in a fun and creative way. And I hope these videos will be helpful for you in your own spiritual journey in Jesus. Let's get started. What is Ecclesiastes? The word Ecclesiastes comes from the Hebrew word Koheleth, which means the preacher. Ecclesiastes is the fourth of 5 books of poetry in the Bible and was written by King Solomon. The book of Ecclesiastes records a lifelong personal quest for purpose, meaning, and satisfaction in life. Solomon was the richest, most powerful, most accomplished king in all of Israel's history, and he brought all of his assets to bear upon this search for meaning and fulfillment. One by one, Solomon tested the hope of finding fulfillment in things such as pleasure, great accomplishments, wealth, power, and renown. And one by one, he exposed the futility of seeking meaning in everything that the world has to offer. The book of Ecclesiastes can be broken up into 3 sections. Chapter 1 presents the theme: all of life on earth is vanity, meaningless. This sounds depressing, but yet there is a profound and important conclusion. Chapters 2 through 6 represent the argument that indeed life is meaningless. And finally, at the end of chapter 6, Solomon presents the solution of how to live in a meaningless world. Ecclesiastes opens with a short poem on the vanity of life. "Vanity of vanities," says the preacher, "all is vanity. What does a man gain by all the toil at which he toils under the sun? A generation goes, and a generation comes, but the earth remains forever. All things are full of weariness. A man cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. What has been and what will be, and what has been done is what will be done. There is no remembrance of former things, nor will there be any remembrance of later things yet to be among those who come after." Solomon begins with a realistic appraisal of life. What do we gain from all of our hard work and constant striving? Eventually, we become weary, and we are never fully satisfied. In the remainder of chapter 1, going all the way through the end of chapter 6, Solomon shares his own personal experience in several life endeavors. In verse 17, "I applied my heart to wisdom and philosophy, and found it was simply striving after the wind." In 2:1, "I tested life with pleasure. I filled my life with women and wine. I had swimming pools and servants and lived in a king's mansion, but this only increased my dissatisfaction." Chapter 2, verse 9, "I then sought to surpass everyone in accomplishments and acquisition. Whatever I wanted, I took. I did not hold back in fulfilling every desire of my heart. But I looked at my life, and again, vanity. Nothing." Verse by verse, Solomon deconstructs the hollow promises of this world, promises of fulfillment through wealth, power, pleasure, and fame. Even devotion to good deeds was ultimately empty, as our world continues to be filled with wickedness and injustice. No matter what a man or woman chooses to do with their lives, whether noble or selfish, Solomon says all go to one place. All are from dust, and to dust return. So why is Ecclesiastes included in the Bible? Upon closer study, one will see verses of hope and wise counsel interspersed between the verses of vanity and meaningless. It is as if Solomon is saying, if you look intently with a proper heart, you will find the secret to joy and fulfillment. In Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 24 and 3, verse 13, Solomon says, "When we see all things as a gift from God, we are able to eat and drink and find great pleasure in our work." Ecclesiastes 5:19 says, "To everyone who recognizes that their wealth and possessions and power are a gracious gift from God, God will then grant the ability to enjoy all these things." In Ecclesiastes chapter 9, Solomon entreats us to eat our bread with joy, to put on our best clothing, and enjoy life with the ones whom we love. For God grants joy to those who trust in Him. In the Gospel of John, chapter 10, verse 10, Jesus said, "I have come that you may have life and experience it in abundance." This verse is followed by Jesus' statement that he came to earth to lay down his life for all of mankind. It is through Jesus' death on the cross and his resurrection that God gives eternal life to everyone who would put their faith in Jesus. Though we see that life on earth seems meaningless, God gives the ability for those who trust in him to live life to its fullest. Thanks for listening to another episode of Good Bible Knowledge. We'll see you next time.